She got the recipe, she got what you need. That girl can cook, that black girl magic, I gotta have it.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make Cajun style twice baked potatoes, y'all. Listen, it's going to be delicious, easy, and y'all know it's already going to be bussin'. Alright, so look, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start off with 4 russet potatoes. These are medium-sized baking potatoes, and I'm just going to coat them in a little bit of avocado oil. You want to use something that's neutral, like avocado, olive oil, grapeseed oil, those types of oils. Do not use vegetable oil or canola oil, y'all. It's going to burn. It's going to make your house stink. I'm just saying. Alright, so you want to massage your oil into each potato, and like I said, make sure you're using a neutral oil, and just get it all on that skin, y'all. We're not wrapping these. We want these to crisp up nice and crispy, because I'm actually going to eat the skin when I'm done, alright? But listen, you want to make sure you get it in there really good, and then we're going to season it with a little bit of salt. Like I said, we're going to eat the skins, and since we're eating them, we're going to coat them in a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. So make sure you get all of that on there, honey, and then we're going to move on to this next step, which is basically just cooking them. You want to bake these at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 45 minutes to 60 minutes, all right? And if it takes a little bit longer because you got a bigger potato, then go for it. So now we're going to cook up some bacon. And honey, if you don't like pork on your fork, you can skip this step. Just throw you in a little bit of oil and start with the shrimp, okay? But if you do like bacon, go ahead and cook your bacon up. You know, cook it to your desired crispiness. I don't like mine too crispy, but you know, just cook it to however you want. And to that same skillet in that bacon fat, we're going to carefully add in our shrimp. Y'all, I'm adding in some jumbo shrimp. You can add in as much or as little as you want. And now we're going to season this up with a half a teaspoon of Cajun seasoning, a little bit of black pepper to taste, y'all, because you got to have it in there, and a half teaspoon of smoked paprika to give it some nice color. And I'm just making a mess, y'all. I'm sorry. But it happens. That's part of cooking. All right. So we're going to cook that up just for about 2 minutes. You know, it depends on the size of your shrimp, right? And then we're going to remove that and set it aside. Just take it, put it in a bowl, set it on the side until we get ready to assemble our potatoes. All right. So now look, we're going to use this same skillet, the same exact skillet with all those good bits. And I'm going to add in a teaspoon of butter and a teaspoon of minced garlic. And you might want to reduce your heat to maybe about medium or medium low, because you don't want your garlic to burn. All right. And I'm adding in 3 tablespoons of white wine. I'm only doing that because, you know, I'm using the cast iron skillet and it got a little sticky on the bottom. So I'm just deglazing the pan, but it is really not necessary for the recipe, all right? If you're using a non-stick, you wouldn't have to worry about that, all right? So once you deglaze the pan, if you choose to, add in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Remember, that's the same thing as heavy cream. I just have to throw that disclaimer out there. And you want to reduce your heat to low. You do not want to boil this, and it will try to boil, but reduce your heat. And you want to give it a quick mix and season it up with some Cajun seasoning and some onion powder. All right, 1 teaspoon of each. And I'm also adding in just a little bit of black pepper to taste. And once I get that in, I'm going to add in 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. And listen, you want to mix that up really well. All right. Now, the more cheese you add, the thicker the sauce is going to be. So, you know, if you get it too thick, you might want to loosen it up with a little bit more cream. All right. But you don't want it super thick. You want it like a cheese sauce. And I'm just adding in some parsley because it's going to give it a nice color. And I'm also adding in 1 teaspoon of Creole mustard, which is totally optional. And then you want to mix that up. All right. Y'all, this is going super fast. All right. So look, our potatoes are done. And now we can actually cut into them, but you want to be careful because they are extremely hot. But you already knew that because you just took them out the oven, right? Right. So please be careful. And I'm not cutting mine completely in half. I'm just cutting them off just a little bit off the top because I do want them to stand up nice and pretty, all right? And I only want 4. I'm not trying to make 8. So you want to cut those off. Make sure you save the tops. And now we're just going to cut around the perimeter and around the edge, you know, just enough so that we can scoop these potatoes out. Now you want to leave just a little bit of potato around the rim because, like I said, you guys, your potato got to stand up. And if you scoop all the potato out, then it's not going to be able to stand up. It's not going to be sturdy enough. So just cut around the rim just slightly. And then we're going to scoop these bad boys out into a mixing bowl. All right, grab you a mixing bowl, no matter what kind you got, and just scoop the flesh out into this bowl. You know, this almost feels like making deviled eggs, minus the eggs, and using potatoes. That's exactly what this is like. All right, so look, just scoop out that good old potato meat. Well, it really ain't good right now. It needs some flavor. We're about to season it up. And don't forget your tops. They can be used. And if you want, you can use them as potato skins. All right. So now we're going to add in a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. And you can add more as needed. And I'm also going to add in a 1/2 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. And we're just going to mash this until it's nice and smooth. If you want to go ahead and whisk these potatoes, not whisk, but whip these potatoes, you can. But I didn't feel like making extra dishes, y'all. So I just went ahead and mashed them. But you got to have the sour cream, right? So add in about a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Or to your liking, you know, it depends on how creamy you want them. And then we're going to season this up with a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of our Cajun seasoning. You can season these potatoes however you like. You don't have to use the same ones I'm using it, but you definitely want to season it, all right? And I added in some scallions for good measure. And if you also want to add in melted butter, you can do that as well. All right. So now that our filling is together, all we have to do now is stuff our potatoes. And I'm just going in with a little bit of extra layer of seasoning by adding in some salt and pepper and some butter. All right. Because, I mean, we're going to eat all of this, right? So you want every bite to be delicious, not just what's on the top. All right, and we're gonna stuff these potatoes with our prepared filling. Just stuff them. It's just like a deviled egg. And if you want to use a piping bag, you know, to make this process a lot easier, then you can do that. It's up to you, honey. All right, it's always up to you. This is your recipe now. Feel me? All right, so look, go ahead and stuff it. And I'm gonna add mozzarella cheese on top because I want that nice cheesy pull when I get into this. And I'm also gonna add some sharp cheddar because I want it to have nice color. I mean, why not, right? So once you get your cheese on, we're going to bake these potatoes, you know, add your little paprika. You know, like I said, I kind of treated it like it was a deviled egg. That's my fault. But you want to bake it for about 5 to 10 minutes or until the cheese is melted. And y'all, this is what it's going to look like. Now listen, it don't look like much of nothing, but just wait until we make these bad boys all nice and pretty. Okay? So look, let's go ahead and plate this up. And there you have it, guys. Our delicious twice-baked Cajun style potatoes, y'all. Listen, y'all already know it was good. I told you that in the beginning of the video, and I was not playing. All right. So look, if you try this recipe out, let me know down in the comments. And I want to thank you guys for watching as always. And thank you for supporting my channel. And I'll see y'all next time in the next video. Bye.